What's going on, everybody? It's Miss Mara, and today we are back with another trip in American Truck Simulator. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I overthink about what I want to say, how I want to say it, and it just comes out wrong. I'm just I would be a terrible public speaker. But today we are here with, let's see, what do we got? We got a wheel loader. I am not into construction, so I don't know, specifically what this thing would do. It just looks like a bulldozer to me. But that's like a general term for people that don't know what they're looking at, you know? I used to play Farming Simulator. So if it was farming equipment, I would have an idea probably, but not construction. I made a few changes to my Cascadia from the last video. I decided to go ahead and add the arrow covers on the wheels, and also add arrow covers to the trailer wheels to match. I kind of wish you could do arrow wheels on the front, but there's no option to. So I just kept the standard rim. I don't know if you'd call it a rim for a truck, I don't know. So I'm gonna shut up now and get to the game. We are going from Idaho Falls, which is where we left off on the last one, to St. George. So we got a little under 500 miles. It's not gonna be as long as the last one, but that's okay. And if you hear some weird noise in the background, I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if it's just the area that I'm in the game, or if it's a glitch, or what it is. I was set to record, and I heard that noise, and I thought, well, I better restart the game and see if it's like a glitch or something, but it's still there. So I'm gonna take a guess that maybe it's just a sound that's in this town or something. It almost sounds like background factory noise or background train noise or something. Like the rumble of a train. It's almost like I'm underneath an overpass or something. I don't know. I mean, between me talking and now the engine and everything, probably not going to be able to hear it.
And then turn left.
So.
Turn left.
Is it one of these lights where the arrow's after the main light? Please? Yes, it is. Alright. Yeah, last time we were doing some forklifts, and they were only like 17,000 some pounds. This wheel loader's 34,000 pounds, so. Oops. Derp. Okay. So we'll see how well we do. The highest rated engine for this truck is 605 horsepower, so. There's still nothing in the game that comes to the same level of the W900. The W900 has a 625 engine that you can have for it. I know it's only 20 horses off, so it's not like the end of the world, difference. It's just, I don't know. There was a 600 horsepower engine option right before that one, and I almost took it just because my OCD was going crazy at the fact that it would be 605 horses. It's like,
keep right,
really?
And then turn right.
Just 5 little extra horses?
Turn right.
Probably ain't gonna do much difference. I mean, that would be very, very, very minorly overclocking your CPU or something in your computer. Just barely overclocking it. 0.1 of a gigahertz. You know what I mean? It wouldn't make any difference at all. But And two of the, well, I don't know how many's on here, I didn't count them, but two of the buttons are having a problem working. Oh, so cruise control wants to work now. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the buttons that's like barely working. And the other one is the button I use to cycle through this menu here. I have one that goes up and one that goes down, but the one that goes up doesn't want to work anymore. Only the one that goes down. So. Now, if I had a VR headset, then these two pedal flaps here that I use to look left and right, they could be replaced to be utilized for something else. Maybe the turn signals or something. Because right now I use a couple other buttons for that. So, this steering wheel may yet have more life left in it. I just have to get a headset. Otherwise, if that don't work, then I'll be getting a new wheel after the headset then. I don't want to, because it works fine otherwise. Buttons don't want to work. Uh-oh. Oh. I thought we were about to have a crash or something there. What happened to the 70 that we had a minute ago? Uh-oh, we're going uphill. Come on, van, what are you doing? Looks like all the cars are going 70 still. Oh, now they're going 80, I think, because that sign back there said something about 80. I can buy, okay, good. Not that I could get over there in time, you know, if I had to stop anyway, because that other truck was in my way. It's all good. I wonder how they determine, like, when they summon you for being weighed or not. Because I'm pretty sure there's been a few trips when I've been called over twice. And then there's trips when I haven't been called over at all. I mean, is it just completely random on the game? Like, is it just like a 50-50 coin flip or something? Probably. Sometimes I wish that I could have like an autopilot for the highways, like a Tesla autopilot. Because then I could move the camera around and like look at the scenery and stuff. And I wouldn't have to worry about not being perfectly in my lane all the time. You know, this truck's doing surprisingly well for basically double the poundage that we're hauling here compared to the last trip. I'm not really even feeling that much of a difference. When I was trying to get up to speed and things, it really didn't feel much different. I guess that's a good thing. I forgot to reset the trip meter. We're still based on the trip in NPG, the last trip. Oh well. At some point, the speed limit changed to 80 and I was not aware. But they're still going 70, so... I feel like... I don't know. I feel like 80 is too much for a truck. Like, if I'm in my own car, like, 80's fine. But for a big truck, that just seems like a disaster waiting to happen. Oh, jeez. Why would you tell me that the speed limit's 80 if going 80 through the turn would flip me over? I feel like roads would be better if the speed limit wasn't the speed limit, but in fact just like the speed recommendation. Like you could go 5 or 10 over and still be safe, but it's just like recommended that you go, you know, about 65 or about 75.
Keep left.
Uh-oh. I'm wanted. I'm a wanted trucker.
Okay, let's find a new route.
Okay. 69, 875. Thank you for your cooperation. Have a nice journey. Imagine having a job where you have to say that 100 times a day. No, thank you.
Keep left.
You know what? I didn't notice that before. I noticed just then that in the mirror, that truck and some of those other cars weren't there. But when I used the 5-key camera, they were there. That means the draw distance in these little mirror cameras is really short. I'm gonna go 75. 80 is just too much, I think. Unless the road was very, very straight for like a long time. I just don't think I would do 80. There's a highway kinda near where I live that goes from my town to another town, and it's basically like 30 miles of almost
Keep left.
straight highway. Like the highway turns very little because it's like 80% of a straight shot. Like it turns a few times to get around certain hills probably or something, but and trees and things. But otherwise than that, it's very straight, and relatively speaking, it's very flat too. So I wouldn't, like, if I had to drive to work
Keep left.
down that 30-mile stretch, I wouldn't mind it at all every day, because it's a relatively straight, relatively flat little journey. But then the highway that goes the other direction is almost the complete opposite. Turns a lot, different elevation changes, including one part that's like, well, you can't really do anything about it, but like one part where the highway goes over another part, but they made the hill going up very steep for some reason. Instead of gradual, they made it very sudden and very steep. So it's kind of aggravating. And at the same time, what's even worse, at the same time the road merges, like it gets one lane narrower at like basically at the top of the hill. So very weird and poor design choices. I guess I could go faster now, but on that turn I felt like I was teetering a little bit. Sometimes I wonder with my, this is really off topic, but sometimes I wonder with my OCD, and well, I guess really not off topic, but sometimes I wonder if maybe I would make a good city planner. Like maybe not like the head honcho city planner, but like maybe like, I don't know how city planning works, so like I don't know if there's like a head architect and then like a bunch of other people like review it and give second opinions or anything. Like I don't know how it works, but let's say it did work that way. Let's say there was a person that did like the chief design, and then they had other people like give a second opinion, like their board meetings or something, and they pick it apart and they say, well, change this little thing here to be a little different there because I think it would work better this way. I think I would be a good person in that position. Like if I was the second person to get the second opinion that took what someone else made and then like made little tinkering improvements. Because whenever I play The Sims, which is something I don't have any intentions of making YouTube videos of because I have not safe for work mods on it. That's what I do. I take houses that were either made by the developers or that were made by other people, and I just make little modifications to them, and I make little improvements. When it comes to designing something from complete scratch, like just give me a blank piece of paper and a pencil, I'm absolutely terrible at coming up with a fresh, innovative idea. I'm terrible at it. I have to have some kind of like foundation, some kind of border line of like, here's the borders of what you're doing, or here's the foundation of what you're doing, or here's the, I have to be given something to start with, because starting completely from scratch is just not, I just can't do it, because I would literally sit there for hours just debating in my own head where to even start. I have to already have something there. If something is already there, then I can take what I see and I can, based on the emotions I feel when I look at it, I'll start to generate ideas of how I would want to change it. But if there's absolutely nothing there to start with, then I would literally be the least productive person in the world that whole first day, just coming up with ideas in my head. And then I would start working on them, and then I would scrap them. I've done that so many times, building a house in The Sims. Starting completely from scratch, thinking maybe I could build something really great. I'll spend 3 or 4 hours, and I'm still on the first floor because I changed my mind so much. And I'll make a room, and then I'll delete the room, and then I'll do this and do that, and then I'll delete it. And then at the end of the day, sometimes there's been many times where I'll just sledgehammer the whole thing, and then I'll walk away from the game feeling like I just wasted my afternoon. Which I did, because I didn't get anything done that actually lasted in the game or anything. But if something's already there, like if I used to play City Skylines a little bit because the last SimCity game was a really big disappointment. I used to play City Skylines, and designing a city from scratch is very difficult for me. But if I take a city, like if I take pictures of a real city, like satellite images of a real city, and just look at it and figure out like the flaws in it, and then just make those corrections, like that's my comfort zone. That's my comfort zone, is to just take what's already been done and just make improvements to it and tinker with it. I'm not a from scratch person, really. I just don't like. I have the imagination. I just don't. I lack the ability to make a decision and just stick with it. I change my mind too much. So, I know that's like really off topic, but it just kind of came to mind because the roads in this game are just like there's so many things I would change, especially with the on and off ramps and stuff. And the turns that say you can go 80, but you really can't, because if you do, you'll flip over. Oops, there's a car there. Come on. You're like a Dodge Charger or something. You can go faster. Oh, of course, so I switched lanes and now everybody's going faster than me. I hate when that happens. But now I'm gonna get ahead of everybody. Haha. We're still doing okay on gas mileage at 6 mpg. You know, 6 mpg, I could live with that. Like if that was just the standard like mpg on average, when I did an average trip, if I got about 6 mpg, I think I'd be happy with that. It's when you get below like 5 gallons or sometimes even 4.5 gallons that it gets aggravating, because you have to get gas sometimes twice in one trip. But that's for like really long trips though. I don't do super long trips for videos. Because whenever I play this game and I'm not making a video, I like to do the longest trip possible from where I'm at currently to whatever the farthest option is. You know, like 1,100, 1,200 miles in some cases. But for videos, sticking, you know, between 400 and 600 or 700 seems to be the most appropriate. Keep it less than an hour, sometimes less than a half an hour, but not always. This one will probably be in around the half-hour range. Oh, we're down to 5.9. Woo! Well, if the speed limit wouldn't know 80 miles an hour, that is like, I feel so conflicted because with California, my game's business was in California for so long. The speed limit around California's highways is like only 55, which is really slow. But you had pretty good gas mileage though, only going 55, 60 miles an hour. I think when the game first came out, and I drove my Peterbilt 579 all the time. I averaged like almost 8 miles a gallon on almost all my trips. Because it was just California and Nevada, and the highway, well, Nevada's highway speed's higher than California's, but if my trip was mostly in California, you know, then my MPG was really good. Then you get Nevada, Arizona, and other places that have 70, 75, 80, you know, and it brings your average down. I'm just in a real rambling mood today. Sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes it's hey, is it about to rain? It looks like it's about, unless it's just getting dark. Because normally whenever it's about to rain, it gets darkish like this, but at the same time I guess it is 7:45. So, what are you doing, tanker truck? I don't trust what you're doing. There's a W900 right there. Mine's got a big old bull bar grill on the front of it. I'll have to make a video with it sometime. But right now the Cascadia is new, and it's my love right now. I'm so happy it's in the game. I was afraid I'd have to use a mod or something someday, which I really don't like to do because the mods get broken all the time. And the mod authors will abandon it, and sometimes it's gone forever. Once upon a time, my favorite truck in this game was a mod. It was a Freightliner Agrozi, which is a cab over from Freightliner. I loved that truck so much. But the mod kept getting broken with updates, and then eventually it wasn't supported anymore on the Steam Workshop, and it was gone. Never to be seen again. If I wanted to, if I wanted the game updated with the updated maps and things, I had to make a decision. Do I keep updating the game and stuff, or do I get rid of this truck? So that's why with The Sims, I've only got like 3 different mod authors that I get mods from for that game. And they've all got Patreons that people support, so there's very little chance that all of a sudden they're going to stop supporting the mods. And with other games like Skyrim and stuff, I waited until the game was no longer supported by Bethesda, because then I wouldn't have to worry about anything breaking if I downloaded anything from Nexus or anything. Which, speaking of Bethesda, I really hope Starfield comes out this coming year in 2021. I really hope it does. I think if it does, more than likely, I mean, things can always change, but more than likely I will be making videos of it. Of course, depending, depends on how life's going, depends on if I'm even still doing this at the time, because it'll probably be next year, like around this time of year. Probably be like November, December or something, maybe October at the earliest. Hopefully by then I'll have a better computer and everything,
right, and then
I'll be able to play it and maybe even stream it.
Exit right.
I want to do streaming eventually, but I just don't think my computer can handle it right now. What is this, a roundabout?
At the roundabout, take the 5th exit.
One of the few things that I don't like about Eurotruck is the roundabouts. This one, on the other hand, though, seems like a nice big one, so not going to give me any trouble. Some of the ones in Eurotruck are very small.
Now. At the roundabout.
Another
Take
one?
the first exit.
I'm just gonna let you go ahead. Yeah, this roundabout, these roundabouts at least seem
Exit now.
big enough to accommodate for the trucks and stuff, whereas the ones in Euro Truck are too small. I remember with Euro Truck when I first played it, I had a Peterbilt 389 mod, like the long extended one, and oh my god, it was so hard. I know with Euro Truck you have the smaller trailers and stuff, so that definitely compensated a little bit, but it was not easy to get that thing through the roundabouts.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
There's a Mustang. Mustang, long ago, used to be my favorite car, but you know, even if I had a ton of money, I don't think I would get one. I mean,
Keep left,
maybe
and then turn
I
left.
would, just to say I had one. But I don't even know if I would do it then. I would just get me a Tesla or something.
Turn left.
Oh! I thought you were gonna... Alright. Whatever. In real life, people stick their nose over, like when they're getting ready to turn, people stick their nose over all the time and nobody bats an eye because everybody's so used to everybody doing it. In the game, they clearly...
Get ready.
It's like they
Turn
have
right.
what do you call it? Like a sight line or something.
Turn
And
right.
if you encroach in that sight line even a little bit, the game will go, oh, you're in the sight line, so that means they have to stop, even though you're not even close to them. So, but we're here now. Hope
is
they
where it
don't want it in a... Where in the world are they gonna want me to park this thing? Probably on the other... This is a big map area. Probably on the other side of the factory. Let's see. Yep. Way over there. That looks pretty straightforward. But... Oh, man. That does not look easy. Pull and make a U-turn. I'm gonna try it. I really don't want to do the easy way while I'm making videos. I want to at least try. I don't want to look like a newbie, you know. I want to at least give it a try. But that does not look... What the hell? I'm so confused. Did I go the right way? Because there wasn't another way around, was there? I feel like I set myself up for a failure. I feel like I set myself up for a big failure. Oh, crap. Crap, crap, crap. Oop! We're just barely scraping the... Oh, no, wait a minute. There wasn't another way. Oh, could I have just went... I guess I could have just went straight from the gate. I feel stupid. It didn't look like there was a way through there. Well, poop. Yeah, now we got 5. Well, I think I had 3% trailer damage when I started this. It won't be... I mean, it'll be hard, but it won't be... I'm gonna see if I can make a U-turn out here. There's plenty of room. Be much easier to do it from that way. Wow, there's a lot more open space than I thought around here. Please don't let there be an invisible wall. I noticed that I'm off the map, technically. On the map there. I really hope there's not an invisible wall somewhere. Okay, this won't be that hard. Now that I have it from this angle. Because then I can use that camera angle. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, this won't be terrible. Haha! Almost perfect. I'm very proud of myself for that. That was... Oh, well, I guess I am a little... But still, that looks really good. I'm very happy with that. I didn't have to pull forward and readjust or nothing. Haha. Alright, well, that's the end of this one, I suppose. So, I don't know if I want to make any further modifications to this truck or not. I mean, I changed the rims. I don't know if I want to. I really like it. Out of all the different paint jobs that they gave you the option for, this was the only one that I liked enough that I was like, you know what? I think I like it enough to not just have a regular paint. I think I want to have it. I really like it. So, I don't know if it makes a lot of sense for Colorado. Like, I don't know the wildlife in Colorado. Like, I don't know if wolves are a big thing there or not. Because I know the, what was it? The Kenworth T680. I know that there was a bear, like a bear paint job for that. But that's because, like, the mascot on the California Republic flag is a bear. Is a big old grizzly bear. So, like, I don't know if wolves are a thing in Colorado or not. But I like it. I'm kind of surprised there's not any imagery on the very back of it, because usually with a lot of paint jobs in this game there's imagery on the back, but you know, you don't have to have it all the time. So I love my truck. I'm so happy this is in the game. I know I'm gonna keep saying that, but I'm just like, since this game came out, basically. Well, no, that's not entirely true. I think I started seeing Cascadias in 2018, maybe. And this game's been out since 16, so. But for a while at least, I've wanted this truck in the game. And I'm very happy to finally see it here. So, I'm going to shut up now. That's it for this one. Have a good one, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.